This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. This is Bella.
This is Jase.
Today's episode is our Bliss Cruise February 2026 Sexy Sampler highlights from that cruise. It was on the Royal Caribbean, Radiance of the Seas.
And this was only a 4-night cruise. It was a little bit quicker, but we had so much fun. If you guys want like a full review and to hear about our thoughts on it being a little bit shorter and faster, but how we felt overall, we do have a full review out where we talk about that. We'll have that link down below. But it was such a fun vacation. And if you guys listened to these podcasts before, we just always love to go back and talk about some of our favorite memories or funny things that happen. It's just a little diary of a memory of what this cruise was like. We write down highlights throughout the cruise because you forget stuff, right? Like so much stuff happens and then you don't remember all of it. And so it's a great way to kind of like go back and just reminisce on a vacation.
And this isn't everything. Every time we finish one of the highlight podcasts and we listen back to it, even sometimes our friends will be listening whenever it comes out and they're like, you forgot this part. So even whenever we try our best to just write things down as they come and make this a memory dump of sorts, it doesn't even include everything because it's like impossible to have every single thing in there. So
I like the word memory dump. I feel like I've never
I just made
heard that
up
before. I know, I like it's like a photo dump, but with memories, which I think is like exactly like the point of what it is. It's like a photo dump on Instagram where you get like little bits and pictures of what the trip was or whatever that time of your life was, and I feel like that's exactly what this is.
Should we start calling it a memory dump? Highlights memory dump? Or is that like
I feel like it makes sense when you listen to it, but I feel like a memory dump might not have the same curb appeal just on like the words alone. You know what I mean?
I actually always thought that photo dump sounded kind of
It does, but like
sad,
at least
too.
now that people know what it is. But if you're trying to like start it,
That's true.
It's just gonna, if it doesn't take off, then it's just gonna sound funny. Also, we're recording our podcast in our living room today. We normally record it in our bed, but we're washing our sheets currently, and so we're like looking. Normally, you're on my right, and like we look back and forth at each other, but I'm just like staring straight at you today. And you're like lit so nicely because we have a window behind me, and it's fun. Anyway, so if you guys have also seen the podcast, you know we always start off with the same highlight every single one, and it is our group meetup and our group dinner. It's our favorite thing every single time. On these cruises, anyone who books through us, we do a group meetup, a group dinner. We give away some swag. It's just a really fun way to meet some people on the cruise, make some friends. And if you guys are interested in coming on one of these cruises in the future, we'd absolutely love to have you as part of the Foreplay group. It's completely free to you to book through our links, but it helps us out a lot. It helps us continue to be able to make content like this and help people along their lifestyle journey. Go to foreplay.com/cruise. It's number 4OURPLAY.com/cruise. But it's just such a fun way to make some connections. We actually did the meetup, since the cruise was a little bit faster, we did our meetup on day 1. And so it was a really awesome way to start off the cruise, just meeting a ton of amazing people. And it's just such a highlight every single time. I don't know how to describe it, but seeing all of the people, you see in comments, or I don't know, the internet is just such an interesting place where there's all these connections, but when those things happen in real life and you get to see those people in real life and you get to see people make connections together, and it's always the biggest highlight for me, and this one was the same as all the rest. It's just as amazing. I feel like I just can't start off a podcast like this without talking about that highlight because it truly is the most special highlight to me every single time.
Yeah, we couldn't do this without you guys listening, and we can't express our gratitude enough. Like, we never really know how to express that in words, so at least like whenever we're able to see you in person and give you a hug and say thank you, and see you guys become friends with each other, and it's all about human connection. Like, that's what life, I think, really is all about. It's just making memories with each other and connecting with people and learning about each other. And I think that's a really incredible, special thing that we all get to experience in the lifestyle, because we we all experience connection on a different level. Even if it's a platonic lifestyle friendship, it's completely different than a vanilla friendship, I think, in my personal opinion. But
I totally agree. Like, just the fact that even if you're never playing, if it's not that, the walls that are down and the conversations you're going to have and the openness and the realness and how fast you can build those relationships and friendships is just so different than, to me, what you experience in the real world. I made a joke. I made a joke one day, and on one of the highlights that we'll get to, we went to this island takeover, but it was just a Royal Caribbean island. And so I literally told Bella we had to leave the safety of Bliss Cruise to go to like the Royal Caribbean island where there was just a ton of vanilla people there. And like, it's a joke, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, there's no problem if you're not non-monogamous, you're not a swinger or whatever. But I just know the community is so safe and welcoming. It's so easy to have conversations. And like, I didn't talk to one single person on that island besides you.
yeah.
But you're on the boat and you're constantly it's an elevator it's just, the community is so amazing. And so it really is just like a completely different world.
It's like you get to live. If there was a country full of and your nationality was swinger, that's what it's like whenever you're coming on a cruise like this. It's like a community, a whole country of just lifestyle people. And so whenever you leave that, you're like, whoa, it's like a culture shock.
Yeah, honestly.
So we'll go on into our next highlight. So we're going to have a full story time about this.
But it won't come out for a little while. So
yeah, for a long time, probably.
If you guys didn't know, the way that we record our story times, we record them like when they happen, but we don't post them right away. Like, we don't like to post, 4 of them a month or something. We try to post them, once a month or something like that. And so they kind of get backlogged. So this story time will not come out for several months.
Yeah.
But it will come out. And it will be really fun when it does.
So you guys get a little taste here of what happened. But we had our first experience with 2 other couples, and those 2 couples were completely bi. So it was 2 male-female couples, and both of them were, so all 4 people were bi. So
everyone except me. There were 6 of us, and everyone was bi, and I was the like token straight guy.
I know, it was still so fun though, because I've always wanted to experience bi couple play, but obviously with Jase not being bi, that's not really something that comes up, obviously, because, well, you're not bi. So when we met a new couple and they were bi, and then we have another couple who's been our friends for a little bit, and then they're bi, and then I was like, wait, you guys would actually really like each other. And so we thought, should we have an orgy? And so I asked them if they were like interested in that, and they were really interested in each other. And so that happened, and it was my first time seeing in real life 2 guys playing with each other, and it was so hot. Like, I feel like I don't have words. It was such a new experience, and it was so different and so fun. And guys, literally, okay, there was this part when, this is like towards the beginning of the experience. So when I first of all, we were playing our game. And I'm not going to get too much into everything, okay? But we were playing our foreplay game. And if you know, our foreplay game can get very spicy. We have black cards. We have red cards. Red cards are the ones that is more like an action card, right? So we were playing for a little bit. The card that got everything started, that got the play started, was go down on the player to the right of you or left of you, one over the other. And the 2 guys were sitting next to each other. So the guy to his left or right, so he went down on him, and seeing that in person for the first time, and like, so me and the other 2 wives and Jase were all on the bed, and the 2 guys were on the couch, and seeing him give head to the other guy, like like in real life, I was like, oh. And then I turned to the 2 other girls and I go, what is it like to live my dream? You get to experience this all the time. It was so fun. It was so hot. And then when the things were getting started, there was a time where the two guys were sitting next to each other on the couch, and I'm down giving both of them a blowjob. Okay, I have them to myself. Like this is like a MFM for a little bit, just me and them. Jase is over there with the other two girls. I don't know what you were doing. I didn't care. So I was sucking them off at the same time, and I go make out, and then they started making out while I was giving both of them a blowjob. It was so fun, and I don't want to get too much into everything else because it was like so many fun things, so many fun experiences, but just having that bi guy experience and then everyone else being bi, well, except for you, like, unfortunately, it was the positions that you unlock are crazy. Anyways, okay, so
it was also really interesting though that I want to just say briefly because I know we'll talk about more too, but it's interesting because I've never really thought much about like how the play would flow in that. I've never spent that much. I was in a constant threesome, I swear, with women all the time because the guys were doing stuff together, and it just like, people in like threesomes, like or whatever, like in orgies. I feel like people just go to people, but since the guys were playing together, like there was just always like an extra woman. Yeah. And like I didn't have anyone else except the women, so they just come to me, and it was so interesting because I just never spent that much time, I feel like, in an orgy, like almost having a threesome. Like I feel like so much of the play was me having a threesome or like orgy. I don't know. It's just so interesting.
Will you touch on just kind of how you felt briefly? Just being.
I said we'll go more into it when we do actually story time too, but I was just really happy for them. Like I don't know how to describe it where it doesn't. I've always said that, like it'd be so cool if I was bi, and I watched it and I was like, I was so happy for them, but it just doesn't do anything for me sexually. I've seen it in shows and movies and porn, and it's never like made me feel any certain way. So I didn't really think it would in person either, and it didn't. So I guess it kind of confirms my suspicions of straightness about myself, but it was cool. And like I said, it was just interesting to see all like the different positions I had never like seen before in the groupings and stuff. Like it was an awesome experience. I don't know. Does that answer that? Like describe how I feel?
Because I know people would be interested in, did it do anything for you? And after the experience, I asked Jase the same exact thing, and he goes, unfortunately, I think that solidified that I am not bi.
Yeah. But I made a joke with one of our friends. I was like, it was like the straightest thing I've ever done because it literally was just like so many women all the time. And so, it was an awesome experience though. And I'm glad that since I can't give you, see, that's another cool thing about lifestyle, right? Like that's something you've always wanted to experience. Like I can't give that to you just because it's just not my thing. So like the lifestyle, like allows you to live out fantasies that like, sometimes you like literally can't really do. Jumping off of that sexy highlight, I'm going to go to something I would say is more of a low light. So we went to we went to this beach takeover, which once again we'll talk more about. But in the Bahamas this day, it was 60 degrees. It was a weird cold front. It was overcast. And so I didn't think we were going to be out there that long. I didn't know. And I didn't wear sunscreen. I wore a hat. I always wear a hat just because I'm like, I don't want my head to get burnt. I hate my head getting burnt. But I was like, that probably not going to happen anyway, so whatever, I'll still wear a hat. I got off the island, and like an hour later, I had taken a nap, and like I woke up from the nap, my face, my legs, my arm, but my face burnt so bad. I had like a strap line across my forehead from where the hat kept me white. And the rest of my face was just burnt. And it was awful. Throughout the rest of the cruise, like that night, the next day, into the next morning, I was getting like chills because I had a sunburn so bad. Oh, it was awful. But you guys should watch the vlogs from these, like the day 2 vlog, to see what my damn forehead looked like. I looked like an idiot. Oh. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, oh my God, this is awful. Like, it's one thing when it's your body. Like, it's always like my face,
At least you learned. Now you really know. There's no time.
I'm 33
where
years
you
old as a
can-
redhead. I should have known.
I know.
It's no point of ever
I
risking
know. I don't know why you did it.
it. It's
but
just because it was cold and overcast.
That's when it gets you. Because even though
Exactly.
it's overcast, there's still UV rays out. So don't make the mistake Jase did, and always wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, it was not fun, but that's okay. The cruise was still fun. But yeah, it made a couple of the nights not as fun as I feel like they could have been because of just how I was feeling.
I guess these ones are kind of just like we said, it's a memory dump. So we say it's a highlight, but also like when would the podcast listeners have ever heard that part? So we should include things that are just kind of
Memories or
wild
whatever, yeah.
not wild, but just other little memory tidbits. No, it doesn't everything have to be like an exciting special moment, right?
Yeah. Another one that really made me laugh was, okay, well, I feel like you should touch on the EDM music at this country club. Then I'm going to go into another highlight from that night. But I feel like you really, I loved it too. But I feel like you really loved the country EDM night.
It wasn't really. We went to the country club, and the country club happened to be playing country music that was also tied in with EDM. So it wasn't really only country. Like when you think country, I think some of the other times that we've gone to the country club on Bliss, it really was more country music, where
Like
it's like
true
wagon
country,
wheel, like
yeah.
and some the things that you could do line dances to. But they mixed a lot of the country music into all of these different EDM mixes. So it felt like we were at a country rave almost. And that was so fun. I always say that I'm not a big country fan, really, but I guess I am. Because every time I go to the country club, I have so much fun.
I realize for me, country music is really fun with a group of friends.
Yes.
It's fun to sing along to and like really get into when you're dancing and stuff. Like if I'm in a car, I don't feel like singing along to country music, but when I'm with a group of
That's
people,
true.
I feel like it's fun to sing along to and dance to. So I feel like I like country in general. Like it's not my favorite. I don't ever listen to it like just randomly, but in certain scenarios, I feel like it really is fun. So if you guys even aren't maybe country music people and you go on a Bliss cruise, I would recommend going to the country club for at least like half an hour one night just to check it out, because we've had friends who are like, I don't like country music, I'm not gonna like this, and had a great time.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember this SoundCloud country DJ mix, but it's very similar to what they were playing here. I'll send it to Jason. He'll put it in the show notes so you guys can listen to, and it's a great country mix. But they did U-Proof. Anytime that a cruise will play U-Proof, especially in some kind of EDM mix, and I had some help by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen, and U-Proof is by Morgan Wallen, I freak out. I mean, I have the most fun ever. So that is a huge highlight. We were scream dancing. Me and I don't even remember who else was there because I'm just jumping and dancing and screaming. Oh my gosh. And so with U-Proof, right? There's maybe 10 people on the dance floor at this country club during this time. I get my phone out and I'm that annoying. I become that annoying girl at the club where I go into my like I go on Instagram stories so I can get the text, and then I write U-Proof by Morgan Wallen ? And then I hold it up to the DJ and he was like, I got you. And I never really expect anything from it. I know it's annoying for DJs, but since there was only like 10 people there, and I thought maybe, something, maybe he would play it. And he actually played it in like 6 minutes or something,
Yeah, it was like
like
two
less
songs
than
later.
10 minutes. And I freaked out. So thank you, DJ Absent Minded. You are amazing. Actually, probably my favorite DJ on that ship.
he was
Or
really good.
on that sailing. I hope he comes again.
He was really good. So the highlight that happened here too was because it was country night, there was a lot of cowboy hats out and about.
It wasn't country night. It was just country club.
the country club, sorry.
That's
Because
why,
the country club, yeah.
The theme wasn't country at all. So the fact that they were wearing cowboy hats, that's, I think, goes into your story.
And I was talking to this girl, and this,
Our new friend.
yeah, very country looking man came over in a cowboy hat, and he ordered a Bloody Mary at like 11:30 at night, which was interesting regardless. But then he had this cup, and it had like bedazzles on it and like this whole thing. And me and this girl, we started talking about, is he real country, right? Like, is he like a cowboy? And I was like, well, I think he is, because he has a cowboy hat. He had like a pair of jeans on. He was, I think he got his drink. I bet it was like a bourbon or something. And he brought his wife this, and he was just like this great husband. And he brought her drink over. And then every time that we saw somebody in a cowboy hat, me and her were like, is that real country, or is this a country aesthetic? And we went back and forth the entire night. It was just so funny. And then one guy, to me, as someone who grew up in Oklahoma, I've seen a lot of real cowboys and I've seen a lot of aesthetic cowboys. And this guy looked like the real deal cowboy. And as I was leaving the club, he was standing outside. And I said, I don't know why I said it. I was like, hey, man, I was like, you know, me and my friend were talking about all these cowboy hats in here. And I said, out of everyone here, you looked the most like a real cowboy. And he pulled up his phone and showed me a picture of his ranch. And I told her the next day, I was like, I knew it. I knew that guy was a real deal cowboy.
And he was showing us a nice picture. So he has a beautiful ranch. And he was like, this is whenever the sunset was gorgeous. And he said, this is where we sit in our hot tub and we do hot tub time. And we sit out here and we relax. And it was so funny. I think every single one of them were cowboys, though, because it wasn't cowboy night. You know, I don't know. I mean, I wear a cowgirl hat out, I guess, during the pool.
Some people just wear cowboy hats. Some people just wear cowboy hats.
Do they, though?
Yes. As an aesthetic.
I feel like it's an aesthetic, but not...
I'm saying
I
maybe
think most of them were cowboys, I think.
I think some were more cowboys than other cowboys. But I'm happy for them, and I think you should be able to wear the hat whether you're a cowboy or not. But it was just fun regardless.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about it, I guess, a couple times slightly, but let's talk about Royal Beach Club. So Royal Beach Club is an excursion that is in Nassau. This opened in late December, and this is not a Bliss exclusive thing. Like we said earlier, anyone that's in the port of Nassau that is on a Royal Caribbean ship, if you do this excursion, you will be on the same island. But this island, it was so fun. I had such a great time. So you take this 10, 15-minute Tinder over to this island, and it's beautiful. They have beaches, and also all the food and drinks, like alcoholic drinks too, are included because it's an excursion. So we had this fish sandwich and a lobster BLT and macaroni and cheese and shrimp, and the food didn't look the best, but it tasted so good. And you were just sitting out, right, and you could just see the ocean. It was a little cold that day, like I mentioned, but it felt actually kind of nice in my opinion. And we went and we got a drink and we sat in these chairs, and just there was nobody out there. It was just me and you, because we kind of walked to the end of it for a second. We listened to Olivia Dean while we had these drinks and just sat on the ocean. And it was just, or not the ocean, sat on the beach looking at the ocean. It was just so beautiful, and it just brought me so much joy. And they also had like a music area that there was a family area, and then there was an adults area. They had this DJ playing. It was an awesome place if you wanted to go party. I feel like if you went with a group of friends to this island and partied, it'd be so much fun. Like, you couldn't be topless or things like that because, well, there's other people there, obviously. But the highlight was just that excursion. Like, it was really, really fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun there too. It was very relaxing, and food incredible. So I would highly recommend. Hopefully, if we're ever the only ship there and we happen to be there, it'd be a really cool place for a takeover or like a partial takeover. I don't even know how they would do that, but
yeah, and I just doubt Nassau would ever only have one boat. I feel like it's one of the biggest ports ever. But still, an awesome thing, like I said, something really cool that you could do with like a big group of friends. But then it's hard, because do you want to just be able to party on the boat where you could be topless? Like,
it's kind of like, not
is it
needed.
worth it?
Yeah.
But
still fun though.
Still a really fun excursion.
If you wanted to get off the ship.
And what's nice was you just walked out of the port, it was a 5-10 minute walk, and then you got to the tender and you took it over. So you didn't have to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning to do an excursion. We got off at 10:30 or 11, and we took our time. We sat there for 4 hours, came back. It was very casual, which is what I like. That's the one thing I feel like is hard about excursions on lifestyle cruises is I don't want to be getting up at 7:30 in the morning to go do something when I just partied till 3 a.m. the night before. So this was a perfect excursion for me because it was come and go as you please.
Yeah.
Which is what I liked about it so much.
Next highlight is a new addition that I really made it for as a door decoration for our door, which is a spinny wheel. We got the idea on a different Bliss cruise where somebody brought a spinny wheel, but they had like a big, nice one that was plastic, and it would take up quite a bit of space in our luggage that we bring. So I put my little DIY crafty mind to use, and I was like, how do I make this easy to bring? So I constructed this spinny thingy, and I basically just used paper, laminated it, I printed out a wheel thing, and then I can write on it with a dry erase marker, and it packs flat. The way that it spins, like the mechanism, is literally just on... I took a magnet that has a hook on it, and I took the hook part out, and then I just stuck a little piece of Q-tip in there, like the stick of the Q-tip, because it's the same size. I stuck it in there so it sticks out a little bit, and then you put the paper on there, use a little spacer in between, and then I printed out another little part that's the arrow, and so then it spins. So we stuck that on our door, and every single day, this is like part of the highlights too, is we said, spin the wheel to see how you're getting lucky tonight. So,
or what fantasy happens. Or
what fantasy is going to happen. And so it's just like a fun, stupid little thing, like a prophecy, we said.
But the first night.
Yeah, the first night it really was. So we spun it, and then Jase got Fuck Your Cruise Crush.
Yeah, there was 4 of us. We went back to our room. The girl, she spun Girl, which you guys did.
Yes.
You, me, and the other guy all spun full swap. And then we went and got food. And when I came back to my room, when we came back to our room, I spun it again for fun. And I got Fuck Your Cruise Crush. And she was my cruise crush. And full swap happened. Like all of those things happened. I was like, wow, it really is a prophecy. And we had neighbors that would walk by and we were like, hey, we spun your wheel. And guess what? It happened. Or I don't know. It was just really fun. So I think we're going to keep bringing that on the ship. So if you ever walk by a room, spin it. And then you know what? If it doesn't land on what you want, spin it again until you get whatever fantasy you want. And then that way it can come true.
There was like the next day or the day after, Jay spun it. I'm not joking, 13 times because the same time, because every single time it was one that you didn't want.
I got like girl, bondage, DP, girl, DP, Exhibitionist Playroom, spin again. I was like, come on, give me... Fuck my cruise crusher or full swap or
so
something funny.
It's so dumb, right? But it is a really fun thing to do. And so that brings me into my other little spinny wheel, which is a highlight. So I took that spinny wheel mechanism and I made it small. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe about 4 inches or so. And I connected it to a pin so then I can wear it out. And that's really fun to do. I just let my friends spin it, and it says things like, make out, kiss, dirty dance, spank, things like that. And it's a really fun interactive thing. I will say it's a little bit, you kind of get some attention with it, and just like a warning of sorts. Like, I need to figure out a way that I can do it to where if they want to spin it and I don't know them, I don't really want to just like make out or do stuff with every person that asks to spin my wheel. So I need to think of a way to say, okay, well, maybe it's a wheel for you. Like it's your wheel that you do with your partner. I don't know. So that I haven't figured out yet, but it was really fun to do with like our friends. Next was the washi station. So before you get into the buffet, there is a worker on Royal Caribbean who usually says washi, so you can wash your hands and use the hand sanitizer. We were walking out of the buffet and she always had music playing and she would sing, and it was Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical. Is that High School Musical 2? I can't remember which one it is, but it's the one where Gabrielle sings. And so me and her, I was just standing there singing it with her, and then Troy's part goes videos comes on where he's like, what about us? And so me and her were singing, and then right before that part comes on, we stare at Jase, and then Jase, he goes, what about us? What about everything? And it was so funny because we continued singing it to Jase, and I loved that. That was so
that girl
fun.
was so sweet too. The Washy
was
Washy
so
girl on
sweet.
that cruise ship, she's just always singing and so happy and just they're really great.
I
The
know,
people,
I
the
love-
workers are so great on these ships. They really are like the best.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not? You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that will be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show.
Ooh, another interesting experience for me. So I was talking to one of the girls who works in the dungeon, and we were just having a conversation like one of the bars one night. We were talking about kink stuff, and she was asking me some questions, and I had told her about an experience we had where for the first time I kind of had a BDSM type of touching and feeling and things like that integrated with a sexual thing. Normally, every time I've gone to a dungeon, I felt this cool feeling and this adrenaline rush with the different kind of BDSM type of, I'm so not great with the knowledge of what these things are called, but all the different equipment and things like that. And it's always been fun and cool, but I've never had like a sexual connection with it. But I was eating a girl out at this experience one time not too long ago, and she kind of scratched her nails on me, and it felt like something you would do in a dungeon, but it was linked to something sexual. So I was telling the girl that worked at the dungeon this, and as we were talking, she started doing all these little things to me where she was like kind of touching my skin or like tapping me and like saying words while she did these different things. And it was a really cool experience. And I don't know how to describe it. And I'm sure if you are a person who is in this space, then you're very well aware of what I'm talking about. But it was just such an interesting, cool experience. And it was a highlight.
Next highlight is really only probably funny for Jase and me and the other couple that this was involving. But there was one night where we stayed up until like 3:30 a.m. and we ended the night going into, like, we didn't play or anything, and we went into the buffet and we got the late night buffet and started talking about everyone's favorite French fries. And our new friend, she goes, In-N-Out fries. And we all stare at each other. We're like, there's no way out of every fry in the world that In-N-Out is your favorite French fry.
And if you've never had a French fry from In-N-Out, it's definitely the most real, right? It's like a potato that they cut, and like it just tastes like a potato.
Yeah,
like it doesn't. I know French fries are potatoes, but
there's no.
If you had In-N-Out fry, you
flavor,
know.
Really. Like, it's the cardboard of, to us, I think to a majority of people, In-N-Out fries is the cardboard of fast food French fries. So,
Which I'll still eat them.
Yeah, they're not I wouldn't say they're bad, but they're not the best.
Yeah.
So we just kept giving her shit about In-N-Out being her favorite fries. And then we talked about everyone's favorite shot or everyone's favorite drink, and she said Jaeger.
Which once
Jaeger
again, you're
bomb.
perfectly
Yeah.
allowed to have that as your favorite shot.
Yeah, there's no. It's just funny. It was so funny to give her a hard time about all of it, and even her husband was giving her a hard time. And she was like, "But have you tried? Have you tried the In-N-Out fries fresh with animal style?" We were like, "Yes, it's still not the best." It was so funny, and that is our group chat name now, is In-N-Out fries. This one was with the same couple, so it was their first cruise or Bliss cruise, and we were watching the bikini contest, and I told her, I said, the person who's going to win is going to be the one that does a cartwheel into a split. And then I was semi joking because people don't always do a cartwheel into a split, but if you do, I'm sure you're gonna be the one that wins. I'm not joking. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I said that, a woman does a cartwheel into the split, and then we both look at each other, and then guess what? She did win. So if you guys want to win,
It was well deserved.
she was the absolute
incredible.
best. But if y'all want to, anybody who wants to join the Bliss Cruise contest, I think that, and because that's fucking
But what if
impressive.
multiple people do a cartwheel into a split?
Whoever does the most, okay, that can you imagine every single person, every contestant does
I would
a
love to
cartwheel
see
into
a
a split.
male.
Yes.
I've seen women do cartwheels into splits, but I'd love to see a dude do a cartwheel into a split.
Immediate win.
That'd be crazy.
I think, that's what
Guys
everyone
don't
needs
really
to-
ever win.
No.
But I feel like if a guy did a cartwheel into a split,
And then did the dance where you're on your back and you put your legs up in a V and you can twerk.
yeah.
If you did those 3 things, I
think you
bet
have a
you would win.
chance.
I think so. The crowd goes crazy, and it's all about how you work the crowd.
The next few highlights, I feel like all revolve around this one couple, and we had a couple experiences with them on this cruise, and they're just so fun and sweet, and we actually got several meals with them, and
We
they're
hung out with
just
them a lot. It was really fun getting to know them and
Yeah.
really hanging out with them this time around.
and like the guy has like the best stories.
Yeah.
He has the funniest stories, and he has so many stories, and he would tell these stories, and she'd be like, I haven't even heard that one. It was so fun. But one of the highlights is, so we met them on a previous Bliss cruise, and we've seen them at some other events, and we were in the same friend group, if that makes sense. We have a really large group of friends, and that's how we met them, were through mutual friends. And so we spent a decent amount of time with them, but not all the time, but every single night they seemed to disappear off. And all of us thought that they had found people and were going and fucking. Everyone in this large group always thought that they just ran off and they found someone to fuck, and then that's where they left, because they always seemed to be gone before everyone else. And the first night we fucked them, and then we were talking about it, and we're like, so this is what you guys always are off to, right?
Yeah, because we were out late that night, even late for us.
Yeah. And they said, no, we're never out this late. We literally usually go to bed early. And we told them, this whole time, you guys weren't fucking. I was like, everyone in the group thinks that you're out just fucking all these people.
All the time.
All the time. You're like, no, we're just sleeping early.
It was so funny.
It was so funny. And another highlight with her was the first time. Well, I came on her both times that we fucked. But the first time I came on you and her, and I went and got a towel for you guys. And then afterwards, you went to the bathroom. And when you came back out, she was like, oh, there's still some cum on me. And then we were going to get another towel. And she said, no, it's just like lotion. And she started rubbing it into her skin. And it just made me laugh.
She's so funny. They're amazing. I love them. Next one is a hypnotist show. I'm very skeptical. I'm skeptical with a majority of things, but I've always been very skeptical with hypnotists. I was like, I don't think that there is any way that all of these people who are up there are really, really doing that and not knowing. However, we had a friend that did go up there, and there's no way that she could act like that. She deserves an Oscar. We know her, and she can't act like that. So hypnotists are real. That is what I realized.
But you have to be susceptible. That's what we learned.
Yeah.
You have to be susceptible to it. And some people just aren't really hypnotizable. But I guess people that are really hypnotizable really can be hypnotized.
Which I did not know, because I thought it was all just
Smoke and
going
mirrors.
with it. I thought that they were just being entertaining. I thought they were just having fun and going with it, but no, they're actually hypnotized, and it was pretty funny, all the things they were doing. And it's nothing too crazy, okay? Like, I know this is a hypnotist on a spicy cruise, and you're thinking like, what the fuck is happening? Is that like, oh, ethically okay? He's not doing anything that he wouldn't do on a normal cruise. Sometimes you'll see a little bit like crazier stuff, like a boob will pop out.
But that's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's everywhere, but
on this cruise, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
On this cruise, boobs pop out everywhere.
You're talking about other hypnotists. I was like, I don't know.
I doubt they really ever, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's the same kind of prompts, but it's just people
prompts.
are more scantily clad because it's a theme night.
Yeah.
So you're just wearing less clothes. So if you're jumping around, a boob could pop out for sure.
Yeah. So nothing like crazy, but it was really fun to watch. And I will go to all the hypnotist shows if they ever have them on a cruise like this. Next one is with the couple who we met on a previous cruise who had booked with us, and they booked with us this time. And they actually told us they were in another highlights podcast, because in that one we saw them talking to another couple who was in our group, and then the next time and they were newer at that time. And when we came back, we saw that they had swapped on the pool deck, and we were like, oh my god! And so they were here on this cruise. And we were in an area where there was like a lot of seating, and it was kind of a big area where people would walk back and forth, and it was kink night, and she was on a leash and he was holding the leash, so she had the collar on, and we see them walk by, and we wave at them, and she sees us, and so she walks over, but I think she forgot that she had a leash on because he didn't see us, I guess. And so then she walks over and then she kind of gets like pulled back, like choked back, like, and it was so funny because it was like when you're like walking like a puppy or like a dog, and they see something and they're like, oh my gosh, and then they like go over, but then the person has to like hold them back. And it was he didn't hold her back, but he just kind of got like jolted. They both got jolted because she was walking one way and he was walking the other way.
But
and it was so funny.
She led him to us.
Oh yeah.
And then he just came holding the leash, just trailing behind her, almost like if you had a really massive dog that you couldn't control and you were getting pulled behind them. Like, he just came walking over, and it was the funniest thing. And we told him, like, you guys, this is going to the highlights. Like, immediately, I wrote it down right that time. I was like, I cannot forget to talk about this story because it was so funny. This story, this is a real highlight. Okay, so we met this couple, and they had told us when they were from the UK, and they had listened to our content, and they said, you guys like European chocolate, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I specifically do. We both do, but I really am a fan of European chocolate. And she said, oh, we're room whatever. You should come by our room and just grab some. We have some on our door. And I made a mental note because I was going to go by. I'm not going to not say no to that opportunity.
You're not going to not say yes.
Wait, I'm saying yes to get European chocolate. And so the next day, we walk up to the room, and then they have this really cool door. And their door has these cards, and their slut cards almost have like a tarot card. And on the back, it's their slut card information. And they had this game on their door where it was, you took 3 of the cards, and then you had to find them, get to know them, and then there was one 4th card. And whoever was the first person to obtain this 4th card was the person who won a prize. I love games. I love riddles. I love things like this. And
that's the first time we've seen something like that. That's very unique.
It was very cool. And we thought, because it said, see us to like get the 4th card. But what we didn't realize was, we thought they were just going to have a 4th card. And if you found them, it was to get to know them. And like, that was the game. I was like, that's so fun. Like, you're going to find them and get a 4th card and get to know them better. But no, there was a hidden card. I'm not going to say where it was hidden. I'm not going to say any of that. So in case they do something like this again, whatever. But we got to know them, thought about it, and then we found the 4th card. And I was just so excited. Like, at that point, I had already won the game. So much fun. I kind of wasn't even thinking that there was a prize, right? We bring down the card to them and say, we found it. I'm so excited. We keep the card, but they say, hey, we're going to have to deliver your gift later, or your prize for winning. I was like, okay. Well, I was like, I already won. Like, I just already won. The game was enough for me. And later, we see them, and they bring our gift. It is a 3-pound bar of Cadbury chocolate. It's massive. You guys should watch our vlog, our day 3 vlog. We have video of it. It's our day 4 vlog too. It's like 3 pounds of chocolate. And I told them, this is the perfect person to win.
Yeah.
No one is going to appreciate this more than us.
True.
No one's
Than you.
Than me. Like, and I still have it in the freezer. We broke it up into all the little pieces. I have a piece every few days. And I don't think it's coming across how much I truly loved this game, the idea, the prize itself, like the whole thing.
When we didn't include the entire part in the vlog whenever Jase found it, but he was literally on his knees holding it up. He goes, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever the circle appears. And he was like so excited. It was so funny.
Another fun little highlight was one day we went to the 4th floor and we were sitting outside, just kind of was a nice relaxing area. And then we've been on a ship like this, like a sister ship. And I remember the layout and I thought, oh, you know what? I think there's a helipad up here. And a guy was walking back from that direction. I asked him and he said, yes, there was a helipad up there. So not every cruise ship has access to the helipad. I believe they all have helipads, but they do not all have access to them. Some of the ships, when you can access it, I would so highly recommend going to that part of the boat. It is so cool. And specifically, this time was maybe my favorite helipad experience we've ever had because basically this cruise was 4 nights. We sailed to Nassau the first night, woke up the next morning in Nassau, and then when we left, took 2.5 days to sail home from that same distance. So we were going super slow. The one problem with helipads is they are so windy when the cruise ship is moving fast. But because we were moving so slow, it was barely windy out there. And you can just see the ocean and the front of the ship, and it's so beautiful and cool. And so I highly recommend if you guys ever have the chance to go on a helipad on a cruise, do it. It's so cool.
We got some really good pictures out there too. It was really fun. Next highlight is on normal cruises, they do this thing where they hide rubber ducks around, and when you find one, it's a really fun, exciting thing. We were at Michael's and we saw that there were these pineapple ducks, and so I was like, I want to go and hide them this time around. I think it'd be so fun, and I made a little tag that said, "Oh fuck, you found a duck," and then we put our names on it, and that was fun hiding them around the ship. We didn't do it until the very last day because I kept forgetting. So I didn't want to hide them in like too crazy of spots in case I didn't want the next cruise ship to find it. So if I change out the thing that says "oh fuck," I think that would be better.
Yeah, probably, because I feel like we didn't have that. It looks like a normal duck. It's just fun. This is pineapples for the lifestyle people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you took that part off, then I mean, it really wouldn't matter. But it was fun. And so I would like to remember to do it earlier next time because it'd be really fun if we met somebody that was like, hey, I found a duck. Like, wouldn't that be pretty cool? So that would be even more of a highlight is meeting a duck finder.
A duck finder, yeah.
Oh, another funny thing was it was pirate night or Blackbeard's booty bash, and we had our outfits on, and I had lots of my jewelry was gold, and I put my sunglasses on, and I was like, hey, does this make my outfit look cooler?
Because the rim of his sunglasses was gold.
It was gold. And Bella was like, yeah, it looks really cool. And then I said, well, but I guess this really isn't like accurate to what pirates wear, and it's not really time period correctly. And then she looked at my outfit and she said, what are you talking? Like, nothing you're wearing is what a pirate
pirates wore this? He's in fucking little boxers with a sash and little jewelry for like $5 jewelry. Like, it was so funny.
I feel like we can't not talk about the foam party.
Oh my god!
The dance and play foam party
was so fun.
Maybe one of my favorite parties on a boat. Like, we've done some island takeovers that, like, with this, to me, was one of the coolest parties that, like, at least, like, for a day party around the water.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
A dance and play is something Bliss does where it's in the party is in the playroom. So there's a DJ, and this was in the solarium playroom. And so you could dance on the dance floor, you can party, and surrounding you are all of the beds or mattresses, and people are fucking on there. So there's people fucking, there's people oral, there's orgies happening, there's a lot of stuff going on. And while all of that is happening, you're also just hanging out and partying. So in this one, the middle of what you would say is the dance floor, it was the pool, and the pool was open, and they had foam. Foam was being shot everywhere. There was so much foam, and usually whenever Jason and I go into these parties, if we don't see a group of our people that we know, usually we just hang out for a little bit and we'll kind of walk around, see what's up, and then maybe dance for a little, and then we'll leave. And this time we met some friends that we made on the very first day, and we saw them in line, so we sit in line with them, so we were hanging out with them for a while. And they went in kind of where the pool was, and then we're sitting at the pool edge. Usually I don't get in, right? And he went in, he like was swimming, and there wasn't like that many people like really swimming. But then I decided to go in there, and so I was basically just playing mermaids the entire time, and it was so fun. Jase went and got my bubble gun, and that was fun, and so much great music. Just really lively.
It was sexy too, because there was people doing stuff kind of around the pool-ish area.
And this part, in the foam part, in the dance and play, so the hot tubs were also open. And I look over, and there is a woman bent over. Okay, the hot tub is completely full, and another woman is helping her put a butt plug in. I don't think this woman has had a butt plug in ever. I think this was her first time. So then she's kind of pushing it in slowly, and then you just see the other woman go, oh! And then her face go, oh! And then she was like, is it in? And so I think it was her very first time getting a butt plug in, and everyone started clapping. It was so wholesome in more ways than one. Another butt plug story. This isn't our story, but it's our friend's story.
Wait, real quick. Can you imagine anywhere else in the world where you can say another butt plug story and it's like normal?
It's normal for us.
Another butt plug story, by the way.
But yeah,
okay,
by
anyway,
the way.
Tell the other butt plug story.
So she was telling me that she had a glass butt plug, and she was hanging out. They were hanging out with this couple, and then I don't know. I'm not going to go into the exact specifics. It's not really that important. So somehow the other husband, decides to put the glass plug in for some reason, and so he puts it in, and then it's not something that they usually do. Okay, this is different for them. This is new for them, or something. And so then they're still hanging out, and then they all go to the spa, and then he still has the glass butt plug in, and then he steps out, and then it came out of his asshole, and it shattered on the floor. I don't know if it's probably like not right by, but like when they were walking, it fell out, and I was like, guess he's ready.
And you know what? The funny thing is, this is not the first butt plug story falling out when walking around story that we have either. We have lots of those too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. One time our friend, she was on the dance floor and it fell out. And then her husband picked it up, and our other friend thought that it was someone else's butt plug. She was like, why did you just pick that up? He was like, no, it's my wife's.
Saving this for later.
She was also ready. I wish mine would have fell out. We're airtight.
Yeah, it didn't.
Because I was not
couldn't
ready.
even pull that shit out.
For real.
Stuck in there. Okay, one last high from this cruise was it you that started the conga line, or told me to start the conga line? Whose idea was it to do a conga line?
It wasn't me.
It's never my idea.
It's never your idea.
And I'm always in the front.
Yeah.
Every single time that a conga line happens, I swear I'm in the front of the conga line, and it's someone who grabs my shoulders and tells me to start walking. But no one ever, like, is the leader. Like, why is it always me? But anyway, a group that we had an orgy with, we all conga lined around the pool, and that was pretty fun. And it was, but I just don't know how I got in charge of it again.
You're great at being the conga line starter.
But then
towards the end, we were like, go faster, go faster.
Well, then there's pressure, because then you don't know where you're supposed to go, and like you're leading the whole group. Like, there's a lot on.
There's a lot
on the
of
shoulders
pressure.
of the caboose. Wait, no, not caboose, of the conductor.
Conductor.
You know, people don't think about the conductor.
You're so right.
Yeah, people just
What if
having
you don't
fun
wanna
in
be
there
the
in the middle
conductor?
trains, but the conductor has a lot of pressure on his
You're
shoulder.
so true. That's so valid. I'm sorry.
It's okay. The orgy made up. But those were some of the highlights from Bliss February 2026. Once again, like I said, if you guys do want to hear a full review of this cruise, because it was definitely different than the other ones. It was the same, but different. So if you guys want to hear about that, we'll have that link down below. But I think we could go ahead and jump into Bella and Jase's Weekly Obsessions. Would you like to go first? A second, my dear.
I will go first, my lord.
Okay.
So dumb. My first obsession is I don't know if the podcast has come out yet where I talked about getting into artistic inline figure skating, inline roller skating, but I did get my skates. I got figure skate. I bought secondhand figure skate boots. They are Rydell Diamonds, and then I removed the blade, the ice skating blade, and then I mounted on these wheels called pick skates. So now I have these figure skating looking. They're what are they called? Artistic inline skating. Yeah. So now I'm getting into it. I've been roller skating for about like 6 days now, and I'm obsessed. All I want to do is skate. When I first put them on, I was like a fucking newborn deer. I couldn't move at all. And now I can go down a little ramp, and I can put one leg in front of the other, and I can scissor. Not that kind of scissoring. I can do that one too. I can scissor when I'm skating. I'm working on my 1 foot glide right now. I can
go
do the
backwards
swizzles
a little bit.
Yeah, I can do a swizzle backwards. That's the only backwards I can do. So I'm still obviously still very, very new, but I would love to be able to just like glide and just do like crossovers and do them backwards and just. I've seen the videos where I'm like, imagine when ice skaters are not doing any crazy tricks, because I don't want to land any axles or anything. Maybe I'll learn a waltz jump at some point, but I don't want to do anything wild. I just want to be able to beautifully skate, and I'm so excited for that.
You always make me laugh because you get really into these hobbies and you learn all this stuff, and then you say all these specific words that go along with the hobbies that no one would have any clue what it is.
No, I feel like they would, because if you watch
crossovers, waltz jumps.
Oh, I guess that's true.
People don't know those words.
My bad, sorry.
Earlier, you told me a book term that I had never heard. An
arc,
yeah. Like you learn this stuff, and then you use the verbiage so like naturally. But I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, I don't know what this means.
My next highlight is a song. It's by the group. Their name is Girl Set. They used to be Vicha back whenever they had 2 more members. They're not a K-pop group, but they are managed by K-pop. So they're kind of like K-pop, but they don't sing Korean music. And it is like a global type, kind of like Cat's Eye. There are four girls in there. They're different ethnicities. They do sing in English, but they are trained like K-pop. So I think it's really awesome. I love them, and I liked them back when they were Vicha too. And they're a much more mature vibe, or mature concept now. Is very, very sexy, very pop, and the song Tweak is so R&B but fun, and it's giving not TLC or Destiny's Child, but a little bit like that. I just love it, and I love watching all of their performances, and I'm excited for their album whenever that comes out. What are yours?
It's a cool song. I have 2. One is a song. It's called Bed Squeak by this. Her name is Blood Nymph. I feel like she's so underrated.
I feel
like she should be so much more popular. She's so talented. She's such a unique sound. It's kind of, I don't know what you say. It's Melanie Martinez, Ashnikko-ish, but it's different. It's like her own sound. She's so cute. Like her music videos are so fun. I literally love all of her music, but she put a new song out called Bed Squeak, and I feel like you guys would like it. It's kind of sexy and fun. Yeah. So, that's
like, Bed Squeak, I'm a kinky fuck freak.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then my other one is, I considered if I should make this a highlight, an obsession or not, because, so I'm reading a book, and it's called The Final Girls by Riley Sager. I normally don't put books as an obsession until I finish them because I don't want to be like, hey, you should read this book if it's not good. But you know what? I haven't finished it. I'm a third of the way done, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's an obsession that I'm obsessed with right now. So if it ends up sucking, I am currently obsessed. I might
That's
not be
true.
later.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and put it. But essentially, what it's about is, well, first of all, I guess I really like slasher movies and horror movies when they're not, like, I don't know, with the whole exorcism and stuff, that's still, I'm not quite there yet. But over the last few years, I've really started to like horror movies and take in more of that kind of content. And this book, Final Girls, the premise is there was like 3 of these, gruesome murder type things a while back, and there was 3 girls who lived, and they were real life final girls, which a final girl is like in a slasher movie where everyone dies and there's one girl left. And so there's like 3 of them in real life, and then anyway, one of them ends up dead. And then what's to come, we don't know. That's like the premise of this book. And so it's super up my alley. It's a thriller, and I said I love the whole final girl type movies, and so I'm just having a lot of fun reading this. And I said if it ends up sucking, well, then maybe it does. But Riley Sager books are generally pretty good, and this is one of Riley Sager's most popular books, so I don't plan on it sucking. But I'm obsessed with it. So that's my other obsession. There were a lot of fun memories from Bliss Cruise, February 2026. But thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast, and we will go ahead and hit you guys with the outro. Bye!
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to fourplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans, which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below. Lastly, we're on STC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!